All right. Waiting for it to say that I'm live, and it just told me I'm live. Now it's saying I'm offline. YouTube, you were doing so good. Oh, now it says I'm live again. There we go. Yep. I've never got the notification before. I guess I should have changed the title first. Whoops. I'm used to doing all that after. Oh, we'll do it now. So it's going to be Rogue. Like. Day 2. There we go. Hopefully that updates in real time. If not, well, I'll just do it later. Anyway, for those that are watching, welcome to the stream. You probably know who I am and what I do. Okay. So I got to fix a few things that I screwed up last time. While I have these here, though, I'm going to quickly make a pseudo script for the chest. So I want these to all be scriptable objects. So I'll play around with that later. Let's just work on layout today and a few scripts. So chest. Turn down for what? So how's everyone doing today? Well, don't need a breakpoint. And I'm going to need 2 sprites. Not sparse, sprite. Now I need to include the UI, don't I? Yeah. And I'll call it closed sprite. And I meant for this to be a serialized field, but it doesn't really matter. I know we'll be changing it later, but for now I just want to get the layout up and going. So when I come back later, I know what I was thinking. Danielle Scale. Hi, how you doing? You reading popcorn? I'm only going to be streaming for an hour, 2 max. It's my son's birthday. So we just finished playing with him. And you can probably hear him still jumping around playing with his stuff upstairs. We still got to have cake. And then I didn't need Sprite or UI. But anyway, then after that, we're going out to see the new Batman movie. So today's video is only halfway done. So I'll have to finish it later. And that will come tomorrow's video. Okay. Headed to work? Gotta work. I use serialized fields for the most part so that I can keep my variables private, but still have them exposed in the inspector. That's the number one reason why I use them. There's a few other things behind it as well, but that's the main reason why I do it. Now, the first time it opens, I wanted to generate random loot. And then I was just spelling it wrong, wasn't I? Then every time after that, not generate random loot. In the old classic, you would go ahead, open it, and it would just throw stuff on the ground. Since we're using Unity, I might actually have it open up like a UI menu, an inventory type menu, and allow you to drag stuff from your backpack into it, and it will keep track of it. Probably not permanently, and probably once you leave the level, I'm going to erase it. But stuff you can store at least while you're on that level. I think I like that. Okay, so before we switch to true, we'll check first. So if it hasn't been opened, we're going to do something, and that's going to call generate loot. And we'll have to go ahead and set some sort of loot table and everything else up, but we'll do that later. Might have to tell my son to be a little quieter upstairs. Hi, Iagas? I think I got it right. Got a hair on my glasses. Okay. So if I do it that way, then I need a... Oh. Those in there. What's wrong with it? And we're going to need to keep a little track of everything that's in there. And I'm probably going to want to monitor this for quite some time. For now, I'm just going to put them down as game objects. Okay. Good enough. That was pretty much all I wanted to take care of there. Let me catch up on chat. Liquid Turtle, how you doing? Yeah, I've used Unet quite a bit. Pretty sure I have at least one series on an intro on Unet on the YouTube channel. If not, we'll probably be getting more into it near the end of the school year, which will be around April, May. Oh, spooky cat. Just a sec. I just seen someone in Discord. I hadn't seen it in quite a while. One of the old timers. One of the really old timers. From 6 years ago. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty good there. I'm happy with what we got started. Okay, so this whole level, I went and did it and then realized, oh, I should be doing these as prefabs. Let's get that chest done, though. Like I said, I'm going to make these into serialized fields later. This is going to go into an item database, but for now, we're going to keep it just as a game object, just because it makes it easy this way. Well, come on. Well, that's not where I wanted it. Come on. There we go. Busy day at the Discord. Looks like a lot of people in there today. All right. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them in chat. And let's save this off as a prefab. Then we can get rid of these. I'm going to have to go through and start putting stuff on layers with sprites because I don't want my chest spawning below my floor. Likewise. That's something I should figure out today, exactly what layers everything's going to be on. We'll do that in a bit. Let's get all this here as prefabs first. There we go. It gets rid of every wall that was not a prefab. And let's actually go ahead and look at the prefab. And I have a box glider on it. I'm going to need that so my guy can't go through it and mobs won't try to run through it as well. I'm going to see if I can get Mechanim working on the floor at a later date. Okay, so I've got it at -5, and I'll probably put floor at -10. So we're right there. So I got 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. Come on, click it. There we go. We'll duplicate those, drag them down. Ah, I needed one more anyway. I needed all 4. Stecky, welcome to Discord. I'm still not sure if I like the way this wall looks. It doesn't matter. For now, it's fine. Ah, that didn't duplicate. There we go. All the walls are now prefabs. The hack slash one? Yeah, it's about 6 years old. Still relevant though. Everything that still works, you just gotta do a little bit of a few things differently. Yeah, so they're all still works. Like for instance, GUI textures and text, they don't have them in the prefabs window anymore. Oh, here I'm in you. I'll show you how to do it. You can't just come up and make like a GUI texture. I don't think anymore. I'm not seeing it, but what you can do is come in, just create an empty. Then look for GUI. Now here's a texture. Here's the text. Go ahead, drop it on. And do whatever. I don't have any textures in this package, but go ahead and do whatever it is you want to do with it. So essentially, you got to construct it yourself. Everything's still there. Okay, walls done. Floors. Floors will be a little easier. It's all together. Ah, I'm gonna fall. Yeah, let me take a look here. So we have sprite. We don't have a collider on it. And I don't think I want a collider on it, to be honest. I'm trying to think ahead. Like I know I'm going to have my levels randomly generated. And the floor level is just going to be one big sprite with this tiled on it. Then everything else is what's randomly generated and placed on top. Well, he wanted capitals. I know that feeling. Well, if it's the same spooky cat, then welcome to the chat. Oops. Oh, I don't know. I can make some small. I don't know. Hopefully that got through to you. Okay, but anyway, as I was saying, I wanted to, let's say my dungeons, I don't know, 256 by 256. And it would just have one big sprite with this tiled over it. And then the walls and everything else would generate, or the rooms, and they're just placed down. And I haven't tried meching them with it. I think it should still work. If not, I'll have to write my own. But for now, I just need a little place to test. Actually, I was just thinking, I know I'm going to have places where you can tunnel through the wall and make tunnels. Do I want those to have the exact same floor pattern underneath it? I think I had more than one. Oh, this should be faster looking through it this way. So that's the floor I am using. Then I have two different walls. Excuse me. These can also be used in place of special rooms or something like that. Technically, I probably could use this as a wall or floor, maybe a rough area. I want to save this for maybe water, and this for like lava or something very harmful. Not that I'll ever actually get to the point where I'm using them, but just in case. Um, why is it? It still keeps saying the small one, but anyway. And then of course we got our spike traps. I thought I had another one that was really good for floors. Something I'll have to think about. But anyway, let's keep going here. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Come on, get up there. Okay, there we go. I'm going to be hanging out in group chat 1 on Discord. Don't abuse it. I just realized I have that logo over my face all the time. I don't want to be above it. I cover the console up if I move it over here. You let me decide. Is it better on this side or on the other one? It's up to you guys. Okay, so we got that done. That will be, oh, need one more. And when I'm randomly generating everything, this will be considered one room. I can have predefined room patterns and sizes. I'll probably do like a min-max size. Yeah. I might just stick with that, just having pre-generated shapes and just have it place them down and at different sizes. Of course, you're going to be using room first, so anything that overlaps, I have to decide either to combine them or remove one. Not 100% sure which one I want to do, but it'll be one or the other. Okay, we need a player. trying to think about the audio source. Yeah, we'll go ahead, we'll leave it on the player. Ashley. I'm going to stick using the character in front of it instead of player. Not as, it's more than just a, oh, we could just stats. I'll have to go take a look at the old Angband or Roguelike thing for stats. I know they had strength. No, don't be auto-completing in there for me. Did I just go with the standards? I'll have to take a look to see which ones they had before. And then interject which ones I want and how I want them to interact with each other. At least 5. So I want at least one more. I guess a wisdom. Oh yeah, I remember those stupid oozes that would lower your wisdom all the time. And we need a constitution in there. Yeah, pretty much all the basics. This is just his stats, so inventory is not going to be in here. So I'll need ways to interact with those stats, but I'll probably end up having those stats be their own class because I want certain things to happen with certain stats. So something similar to what we did in the Hack and Slash series. Yeah, I just have them stored in a list. And I'm going to keep the script super short and concise, exactly what they do. Especially at this stage, I know I'm going to be redoing a lot of this stuff because I'm just doing it off the top of my head. Instead of using a whiteboard, I'm using Visual Studio Code. Well, that's another thing too. We've got to make sure that players only ever have one of these. No, not code down. But I had this. I must have copied it. Oh. Actually, we'll do that. We'll do that after. I don't want to change anything yet. So we got that down. We'll have to go ahead and add those to the warrior. Hi, Don. Uh, okay, so what do we got going here? Scrolling up in the chat here. Quick note, if you're sending message directly to me, use the @BurgZerg Arcade. And that way there it lights up red and I can see it better. But I forgot to mention it, so just let me quickly scroll through it. Yeah, I'm just working on a kind of a roguelike type game. Started a few weeks ago, just off the top of my head, and came to the conclusion that I had not actually made one in Unity before. Done it in C, Java, probably a couple other languages. I don't think I've ever made one in C. This is mono develop. This is Visual Studio Code that I'm using. Yeah. Mono develop, I think, does look the same between the two. I don't use mono develop on Windows very often, unless I'm doing tutorials. That's about it. Just that they're like the same IDE, everyone can follow along. Hang on just a sec. See what window this opens up in. Hi, Carla. Hello? Hang on. You there? Hello? I think she's coming downstairs. Carla? I think my son answered her computer. Hi, what server do we play on in Star Wars? Shadowlands? Okay. Yeah, thanks. Yep, bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye. Uh, someone asked, but I put a list on the side of the fridge of the stuff that I can think of. Okay, bye-bye. She's headed out for a bit. That's the main one we play on. Okay. Now that's done. Quickly scroll up. Which models am I using? I'm not. These are just sprites. I got them off of opengameart.org. Visual Studio Code, you don't need a plugin. You do have to install a bit of stuff in the background. On their website, they've got a lot of documentation for it. It's pretty easy. Hi, Boros. Okay. Oh, what Mac model am I using? Oh God, this one here is the one I'm streaming on is a 2011 model. Then I have an external display as well. You don't need anything powerful for streaming, especially for just for game development. I might start streaming on my Windows machine, which is a bit more powerful, but you don't need it. It's just I'm used to sitting at this one. I actually don't have it set up right over there yet, but I will. Okay, so what was I working on? I already forget. I don't want to spend too much time on the sprites themselves because I'm probably going to change them later on. But yeah, there was one of my students actually pointed some stuff out on the asset store that it's a little bit higher resolution than the stuff that I'm currently using right now, but it's the same monochrome colors. And I don't remember exactly what it was. Some of it was animated, which is even cool, but more than good enough for a start. I might be able to combine them. Okay. Goals for today? Nothing. I was just going to log on, stream for an hour or so. That was it. I knew I wasn't going to get too much more time to actually be able to work on a video for today. So, since my son's birthday, for those that are new just jumping in, I'm going to be heading out soon. So, won't be. I got a video for the RetroPie halfway done. But anyway, so we can move now. Okay. Yeah, when we get 5.6, we'll be able to tile everything. So I think that's going to be fine. I'm not going to be able to change what he's holding in hand, though, because none of the sprites allow you to do that. You're stuck with that, which is fine. I'm just building it to play around with. Okay, whoops. Shouldn't do that. Let's go ahead and start making items. Now the chest I'm going to count as an item. I'm going to rename this script after, but for now I'm just going to leave it as item. It will be a model behavior. We'll change it to a scriptable object later. So they already have a name by default. But I may want to be able to call it something different, refer to it as something different besides the actual name. So known name. We'll just call it item name. everything in the game's got to have a value. We'll just keep it all as integers. What other basic property do I want all my items in game to have? A weight. I wasn't really going to work with encumbrance. It's not going to be like Diablo where they take up a certain amount of slots. I'm not worried about position or squares or anything like that. I just must make a new one. Make a better one. Not to mention, I haven't sat down and thought of exactly how I want everything to work out. So I'm just kind of, this is my process now of doing it. I can either stand at the whiteboard and do it, or I can do it here. It's probably faster at the whiteboard, but probably a hell of a lot more boring here at my backside, right? See, so I know I want everything to have an item value, name. I think that's it, really. Can't remember how just multiple component works with inheritance. Let's find out. Because it might be possible to have two different item scripts on something. Okay, so I've got a chest script. Let's see if I can add another one. Nope. So that's carried up through the inheritance. Do I want it to be, though? I don't think I want more than one item on there. Like dual use. I'm going to keep it this way. Keep it down to the base. I won't be able to add multiple ones. Corroded Soul, welcome to the Discord chat. So I'm going to leave that there. Then on the chest, we also have the different sprites. I guess I should have like a default sprite. And that way I don't need closed anymore. Burner left. Okay, well, anyway. Now I can have an alternate sprite for my chests. Now I'm going to have to go ahead and reassign those, but that's fine. And that way I have my default, and each subclass can go ahead and have as many alternates as they want. They'll have to handle it. I know there was something else I wanted here, besides this, and I can't remember it. I thought of it this morning when I was doing some work. What was it? Oh, well. Okay, so we got that done. Let's start doing weapons. Should be putting all these in their own namespace too, but I can do that later. We'll start it now, I guess. What do I have for weapons first? Let's just stick with what I have on the sprite sheet, let's not try to plan too far ahead. Lots of swords, axes, ninja stars, throwing bows, crossbows. I'm even going to count these as weapons. I'm just going to say this is ammo on the ground that you pick up. I'll have to edit the sprites so that I can have just one being shot. I don't think there was one later on, right? We have staves. And I'm going to treat the staves as melee weapons, but I guess technically both. They can cast magic. Put magic in the back burner right now. Let's stick to the others. Oh, I want to start playing around with these too. I've got to break these up into smaller units, it looks like. See, I went ahead and did a 32 by 32 grid. Because when I was looking at the top here, I thought, oh, this is perfect, a 32 by 32 grid. But it's not. When you come down here, it's not a 32 by 32 anymore. And this is even, oh man. Then this goes back to 32 by 32. So all this stuff is not 32 by 32, which means I'm going to have to come in and I'll do it manually. Ah. Like, it's not that bad. It's 16 by 16. I just did not want to have to do it manually. It's one of the reasons why I picked this, because it was quick. Oh, well. Oh. Fingers. I'm just in a different order. Deciding how I want to decide the min. Do I just want to do a percentage? That's usually how I do it. It usually works out better that way. There, well. I don't know how to do attack speed or anything like that. Yeah, I think that's it. Basic for the weapon. Which really is just going to be a melee weapon. I need some sort of reference for the ammo type it can take and its count. I should start referring to this as an item now. I'll probably do some work tomorrow on the whiteboard to get some of this sorted out so it's not so... It's just much faster on the whiteboard than it is here. Then I can just put it up here on this whiteboard and go through it. I'm missing all of the... just a reminder, again, if you want to get a hold of me through chat, make sure you use the @BurgZerg Arcade, or I'm not going to see it. I could, but it's all on one. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to use that sprite sheet as my final sprite sheet anyway. It was just something to start with, something just to get a quick playable game to go with. And then if I decide to continue on with it, go ahead and grab a better sprite sheet, or maybe even just sit down and start creating my own. But the reason why I picked it was because when I quickly looked over it, I thought it was all just on a nice grid, 32 by 32. So I would just literally have to go in and just click, here we go, 32 by 32 grid, make my sprite sheet, and I'm done. That's fine. There's much better sprite sheets out there for this, but it's fine. Shubham? Probably murdering it. But anyway, yeah, welcome to the stream. Thank you. If you look at the stuff that's on there at 32, well, that's 16 by 16. Maybe I will just keep it open. Like, I'm not that worried. Well, this stuff I wouldn't mind having, because you can keep track of the player's health. Yeah, this is 8 by 8 here. But I can grab that somewhere else. If need be, if for some reason I decide to actually keep this sprite sheet and keep using everything on it, then it's not that hard to come in and break it up. Like the numbers, I can grab that off somewhere else. The benefit of using the numbers that are on the sprite sheet as opposed to bringing in a separate font is that you can really reduce your draw calls because it's already on here. And I'm just deciding if I need two different sizes or if I can just keep one and scale it. There are different fonts. Well, it looks like it actually just might be scaled. They're just pre-scaled, so I might just be able to get away with having this. Something to look at. Roman numerals. I don't have any plans for them off the top of my head, but you never know, right? But this stuff I think I want. For the character inventory panel and everything else. Okay. Supposed to keep that open. I'm actually just going to move this to another window. There if I need it. Oh, it just closed on me. I don't know what happened. Oh, we'll just close it. How far can they shoot? Don't have durability. I like games with durability. Something to think about. Okay, it just dawned on me that I don't have any of this in its own namespace. Damn it. Oh, I do have one. All right, so I did start it off in a namespace, and then I just completely stopped. I forgot that we'd start setting up events. I wonder if there's a faster way to do this, besides actually doing the work ahead of time. Okay. Oh, more. Two more. So who's at home frantically typing along? Miserlim. Welcome to the Discord chat. And I'm going to switch all this input stuff over later, but this is just easier than writing my own to start. Attack. I'll just make it. I'm going to make it space. There's no jumping in this game. That's fine. Okay, we got that. Oh, my movement changed. Oh, no. I don't have them on the 0, 0. I am going to need a starting point for every level. But that's what the stairs are for. So that's actually one of the things I had on the list today that I want to take care of is some of these sprites. What layer does everything go on? The floor is the absolute last layer to be rendered. It's the very bottom. So I might as well set that to the background. Walls, I don't want to be on the background though. I think I want them to be on the same layer as the human or our player. Our player should never be able to walk through them. I'm going to play around with that with the colliders later. But for now, they're going to be on the same as the player. Should be 0. Yeah. Now, stairs. Well, let's go through the other ones I have here. Chests. How do I want this to work with the chest? Do I want the player when he's standing on the spot? Do I even want him to be able to? Oh, I got the background. I'm like, hey, why is it behind my floor? Because that's with the background over there. There we go. So when the chest is in the scene, you see through some of it? Maybe. I don't know. And the player steps on it. Do I want him behind it or do I want him above it? I think I want him above it. Yeah, I'm going to put him above it. But I still want to keep him on 0. I always like my player to be definitely on 0. So we move that one back. Can I keep this open on another screen? I can. Will it allow me to drag it around between them? Last time it crashed when I tried. Okay. I want to work on the floor geometry. I need stairs up, stairs down. So let's start naming them. Stairs down, stairs up. So we have those. Oops, my bad. I want to drag both of them up, but that will create an animation. Layer. Well, first off, I need box colliders on them. They're both going to be triggers. I will want a special script just for stairs. Okay, are these stairs up or down? Let's set a Boolean value for that. Majority of the time, you'll want them to go down. Actually, that's not true. You could have, let's say you had one going up, one going down, 50% of the time. Then we're going to want on trigger enter 2D. If up, player moves to pre-BS level. Okay. I'm still thinking about saving the level the player's on, so you can always come back up to it. And if he goes up, it's the exact same one he's already been on. It's kind of cool just to have that persistency. And it's also just to stop someone from hanging out the stairs, going up and down, and constantly regenerating the levels. See? I lost it. Maybe if I go back into Unity. No, it doesn't keep it. Oh, well. Oh, wait, no, I just got to select it. Select the sheet. Yeah, that's what it is. If I select the sheet, it stays open. Great. So it keeps me from... Well, I got to keep selecting it anyway, so no point in keeping it open. That's too bad. What is this program? It's Unity. Psh, come to my channel and ask what program it is. Okay, so let's save this. And that's really all I want the stairs to do. It either goes up or goes down. When you enter it, oh, you got to enter it and press the button. So for instance, so when you enter it in, you enter a state where you can now move up and down. So you got to move onto the square and hit one of these keys. And we'll need methods for it as well. Might as well put those in now. Koopa TV, welcome to the chat. Um, so as far as generating a whole level, that's going to be a whole separate group of scripts. And I'm going to be storing everything in little tiny databases. Ah. Time. Just over an hour. Oh. Corroded Soul, thank you for using the @BurgZerg symbol so I can see it. So, wouldn't make it easy for the level gen to have two separate entities to place instead of having a chance or setting to have to change the value on the component? Not sure what you're talking about. Two separate entities to place. So these are essentially, I'm not sure if you're talking about the stairs, but they're essentially prefabs. Right now, they're prefabs. Later on, they're going to be changed, but they do the exact same thing. One goes up, one goes down. I could go ahead and create two different scripts for go up, go down, but I could. They're not that big of scripts. I'd rather just have it be stairs, and I should actually have it be singular. But anyway, and I might split them out later on if more code is needed. But the way it works right now is either one of them. When you walk inside of it, which is where the on whoops, let's not do that. Which is where the on trigger enter happens. Then once you're standing in there, hitting whatever key to go up or go down is going to go ahead and move you up or down. And then according to whether or not you're moving up and down, the code will be different. So yes, I could use a base class and then overload it for the other one. But since I'm just prototyping everything out right now, keeping it all in one script, it's just easy for me to look at since they're so small. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Code Redactor. Oh, what am I? Yeah, I'm using VS Code. I like it better than MonoDevelop. As far as for scripting inside of Unity, I don't think there's anything that it does that this doesn't do, and this does a lot more. There was something really cool that I found the other day in it. I can't remember. One thing I don't like is when you go into preferences, trying to change stuff. Oh, let's change that file explorer. But it's there. At least you can do it, I guess. If you don't mind going through JSON. How many games do I make? I don't know. Too many. Oh, talking about the stairs? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought you were talking about. But yeah, like I said, since they're so small, keep them in one script. I can take them out later and overload and do all that fancy goodness there. But we'll keep it here. So I think that's pretty much all of the functionality I want for these. And I've called it level generator. I'm going to want other ones in order to store stuff. So let's call it level. Again, I'll have to change that because I just don't like it. And I'm already getting off topic. I want to stick to the items. Let me just quickly create two scripts here for placeholders. Now, since the levels are going to be stored in a database, yeah, we'll just have the one. And let's just quickly add these to the namespace. I don't want to get bogged down with this stuff. This is a different video. And these will probably end up being static. And they probably won't be attached to anything. Well, enemies. We gotta start doing enemies. I'm gonna stick to these right now. Items. No script associated with floor basic. It's gonna be the back one. Hole. Actually, I do need a special one for hole because if they step on it, they fall down to the next level. I'm just going to put it in here, but I am going to have to start sorting this out like stairs, like item scripts, character scripts, enemy scripts, level scripts. But anyway. Yeah, let's call it floor hole. Which technically is a type of stair. Um, Again, you can see here as I make this, like later on when I come back and refactor stuff, stairs up, stairs down, and hole all share similar properties. They take you from one level to the next. Stairs down, stairs hole. The only difference is I don't have to hit a key to go down, and I probably should assign some sort of falling damage as well. But again, just prototyping everything out real quick. I don't mind having more lines of code. Ah. Actually, I do need the trigger too, so we should actually make sure that's always there. Ah, there we go. And then just like on here, I still have stairs. One sure sign to know that you need to refactor stuff is when you start to copy paste. Since I'm not going to be at the stairs, I'm not going to be at the start. I'm just going to be at a random spot. Now, when I'm placing my levels, I want to make sure to, well, they're always going to be the exact same. So let's say I generate my random around 0, 0, then I offset it by like 100 by 100. So it's going to be over there. Then when I go down to the next level, it generates at 0, 0. Then I can move it to a different spot as well randomly. And just as long as the stairs match up, that's good. And I'm getting distracted here again. Anyway, and we're also going to need to move down. And to be honest, some of this code should be moved down here as well. Okay. And where I just put the hole, level hole, what do I call it? Floor hole. Oops, not what I wanted. Oh, I didn't add their scripts yet. I could add them as a prefab, but it's just easier this way for me. And chest is done. Oh, I'm going to reassign the sprites for open close. There's even going to be a more base class for everything in the game because the default sprite, everything has a sprite. Everything's going to have a name. So there's going to be something even more base than item, which is fine. Sprites. Default will be sprite closed. Sprite open will be the next one. I've already got that one assigned. Let's delete. I can't remember if I updated the warrior or not. We'll go ahead. We'll do that. Great. So I've got all of the prefabs that I've got here. I've got all of them done, right? So what time is it? We'll go for another 5-ish minutes. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to chat. I look up every couple minutes and I'll take a look. I'm going to skip the monsters. Just try to just get to the items. See, another thing with the walls, too. I've got 3 walls. One with a hole. I'm going to let you travel through. I've got thick walls. And I've got thin walls. Let's see how well thick walls play with what I've got there. Because you can have walls that are like untunnelable. Untunnel, that's a good word, right? But you can't get through. So for all the Minecraft players, think of it as bedrock. Actually, I like that idea. So that means the walls have to have a separate class just for them for now. I just need a Boolean flag for now. Well, there's 3 different types of walls, right? Yeah, we'll just create 3. 1 class for 3 of them. And I'm not going to concern too much about the icon yet. I'll move this out later. For now, I want to keep it here. I think I'll just call it wall strength for now. Um, simply because I just want this to be a drop down. I don't want to have to assign values and come back later and go, what was 1, what was 0, what was 2, or -1, or whatever I'm assigned. This way, I just have a nice num for it. Oops. And might want some sort of health for the weaker ones, for the thin wall. How many whacks does it take to get through? If it's just 1, then we'll want to switch over after it's been hit. Hard, doesn't matter, you can't get through it. Excuse me. Maybe you can later on down the road if you get like magic enchanted weapons or something like that. But for now, I'm just going to say it's impenetrable. And I'm going to say 1 whack right now for thin. Let's just keep it super simple. And I'm going to change it from thin to, or from hard to thick. There we go. And then I'm going to call it wall thick. So there, all my walls are sorted alphabetically. Oh, and the sprite. That's the thing too, is when we go from a thin wall, when he's tunneling, now think about this. So originally I was just going to be, like, let's say we had a thin wall up here and he tunneled. I was just going to remove it and you'd see the floor underneath. But alternatively, I could go ahead. Put this down. Nah. I think I like the idea of when it's when you're mining through, just destroy it, get rid of it. And this could just be some sort of, instead of having a door, you have a hole. I think I like that idea better. Let me catch up. Dr. Pixel, welcome to the Discord. And Trixus, I think I missed you. Anyway, welcome to the Discord channel. As far as using on trigger stay, it doesn't matter because the player moves one square at a time. Yeah, on trigger stay would work as well, but what I'm going to be doing is flipping a flag on the player saying that he's able to go up or down. And when he leaves, then it flips it off. On stay runs every frame. I generally try to stay away from on stay. On enter might not even work because we're moving him from one spot directly to it. If not, then I have no choice but to use on stay or some other method that doesn't involve colliders at all. But I'd rather stay away from on stay because I just don't want it to go off every frame if I don't need it to. So thick wall, thin wall, hole in the wall. And the thick wall, I did not assign the sprite. Maybe the next time I get to stream, I'll go ahead and we'll start setting up all these databases. Then we can have stuff start spawning in. And then we'll go ahead and create our random generated area. As far as the floor goes still, I'm probably just going to go ahead and just make one by hand until we get 5.6 as being public. Then once that's public, I'll go ahead and we'll upgrade. Because you'll be able to do a lot of hand-drawn levels really quickly with 5.6. It's already 1:30. Oh, an hour and a half, sorry. Bring out a tea. Still haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to do with the transparents. I guess maybe certain spell effects, I can put them on the floor. Oh, all those prefabs I made, I did not assign. So the floor is on the background. It's always on the background, -10. Nothing can be further back than that. Holes, I think I'm going to put it on the background as well. Same as stairs. Not the walls, though. Mm-hmm. Trying to think. I remember, at least in one of those roguelike games, being able to be turned into like ethereal and you could run through walls. So I think what I'll do is actually the floors are basic and everything else is just going to go straight to the background on 0 level. So it's above the floor, but not on the same as me. And that means I can stand on top of any of it, which is exactly what I want, right? How's this look? Oh, stuck to my mouse. There we go. And even stairs, I want to be on top, right? That's the visual I'm going to go for. Yeah. Now I'm going to center it. Do I want to be able to just pass through stairs, like run and go through without going? Yeah, I do. Okay. Well, I gotta get going. It's my son's birthday. I gotta get ready. We're gonna go out for a movie tonight. We're gonna go see the Lego Batman movie. If anyone has any questions, I'll give you a couple minutes to go ahead and put them in now. And what do you think of having the camera over on the other side? It blocks out my console, but that's fine. You don't really need to see anything there. Never really occurred to me that I got that BurgZerg arcade logo right in my face. But anyway, I'm gonna do some cleanup here while you guys figure it out. And while we do that, let me get some more of these sprites done for items. I have to name all these. Oh my god, I didn't think I know that many names of swords. Well, let's get all the floor ones done, because that's what I want to work on first, is generation of levels. Vault door. Actually, it just dawned on me. I'm going through, I'm naming these, and I'm doing all this stuff with them. And I know I've got to... Oh, wait. No, wait. I don't have to regenerate everything. What was I talking about? Whoops. I just have to come down and resize. Duh. I don't have to regenerate anything. I can just go ahead and change these. Ah, I'll be able to use this. Sucks to get old, doesn't it? No problem, Johnny. Oh, I see some people already dropped off because I'm getting ready to log off. Hopefully they didn't miss that little tidbit. Well, I don't think I'm going to be using any of these. I might later on for floor stuff, but not right now. Oh, I can't believe I've completely missed that. This is going to be some sort of fancy floor tile. I'm just not sure what I'm going to call it. Now, this is going to be something I have to run around kind of like a pillar. And I do have pillars here. I'm going to call this, it's got to be something better than, like, these are pillars. I need names for these. They're kind of like pyramids. They're not. Not mounds. They'll be impassable. Actually, I can use this one. Maybe something drastic happens on it because it's cracked. It turns into a hole. So, I don't know, like a big hit or something. It turns into a hole and you fall down, or maybe you can jump or something. I don't know. And maybe it can reveal either stairs down or just a hole and you fall through. But anyway, it's something that's named. I still need to name these three. Any ideas? So that's I don't mind this is pillars. I want a different name for these. And I still have all these doors. This is going to be water. Now this I'm going to tint red for lava, green for like poisonous gas or something. For now, I'm just going to stick with lava. And this, I have no idea. I think it's something along the lines of like an AOE, an area of effect thing, like water or lava, but be magic. So you take fire damage here, you take magic damage here, you take water damage here. Oh, spiked floor. I'm just going to call this great for now. I'm not sure if I want this on the wall. It could be one of those things that, you know, you smack it and it's basically like a wall, but a tougher wall. Maybe something in between these. So I can still stick with walls that are impenetrable. You cannot get through them. But there are walls that, you know, this here, if you've got a pick, you can knock it down and get through. But with something like this, you need something more than just a regular pick. I like that idea. Plus, you can put them on the floor as well. And when you open them up, they just turn into something like this. And you can also stack them on top, right? Because that could be on top of here. Oh, it's not transparent, though. I was going to say, if you put it on top and you could look down and be like, oh, there's the stairs under there. You know, let's get through it and we'll go to the stairs. But it could still be a 50-50 when you open it up. Okay, well, anyway, I'm going to be here all night just going around playing with all this stuff. Let me go ahead and hit apply. Get all that stuff saved off. And I know later on tonight, I'm going to be working on this smaller stuff down here. So I'll give a quick demo right now what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to bother recording it. So for instance, I'll click on this cell. There's 4 of them in there. I don't want 4. I just need 16, or sorry, one in each. So I can go ahead and drag and drop and try to fit it in that way. But I think what I'm going to do is oh, I got it perfect. I know this is 32 by 32. And if I would have left it at 32 by 32, I could have just did the height and width by 16 by 16. And this might end up turning into my mouse pointer. I got to move it. So there we go. And of course, zoom in a bit. Now, to be fair, I'm really going to crunch this in. It's my mouse pointer. I want to make sure there's no area around it. Whoops. I don't want to 9 slice it. There we go. Hit apply. I called it pointer. I'll be doing that later on tonight. I'm going to go ahead and get all of these things worked out. And that'll be it. I don't know if I'll get them all done, but I'll at least try to get some of the ones done that I'm going to use. And let me catch up on chat, then I'm going to log. Fortifications. Oh, for the top ones here. Yeah, maybe I'll think about it tonight. Like I said, I know I want them to be impassable. So kind of like walls, but you can't knock them down. So honestly, as functionality in game goes, I could just put that wall thing on them. Although they're not walls, I want them called something else, but we'll see. Oh, okay. No problem, Johnny. Anyway, thanks for showing up, everyone. If you have any comments or anything, go ahead. I'd say leave them down below, but when I go ahead and this gets published to being a regular video for other people to watch that missed the stream, all the comments are gone. And I really wish it wouldn't do that, because a lot of the questions that I answer along the way, I've got to answer again. And oh well. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one. Thanks for showing up, everyone. And I'm not sure when the next is going to be. They're still pretty random right now. I don't have a set date. And I'll see everyone later. Bye-bye. All right, OBS. Be interesting to see. The last one I looked at, it was a little out of sync. We'll see what happens here.